we need to hold space. We need to share. We need to evolve. We need to be like, hey, bro, this is what I figured out. Like, I'm not going to be here forever. I'm going to die. Yeah. Like, we're all going to die. So, like, if I could leave something with, like, so that the next generation sees differently, lives differently, breathes differently, owns themselves differently, like, fuck, like.
Then you won. Because we're told to compartmentalize and put everything in a shoebox and stuff it under the fucking bed and don't talk about it, that is the worst thing that we can do. And we take it out on the people we love, and unfortunately a lot of times they're our kids, and it's women.
It's like, because we don't have a way to express it, because we're taught to suppress it.
Right.
We don't have a way to express it. But even if we did, we didn't have, one, the safe space to do it, two, the vernacular to express it.
Right.
We don't know how to express it
about it
because nobody's done it. How do we know? We don't know what it looks like. We don't know. You know
That's
what I mean?
bars right there.
We don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know. We don't even know how this language works. Are you want me to talk about my feelings? Like, it's not a thing that you're what are those?
What are those, dude? Like,
the name's JonMac, pro fighter, published author, public speaker. And for the last few years, I've been living life in a van. Meet Appa, my Japanese-inspired tea house on wheels. Welcome in. Coffee, tea, whiskey. That's how it begins. My podcast. The one where we sit and talk about life. Thoughts, stories, human things. You know human things. The things that make us human. If that's your cup of tea, then welcome in. Drinks on me. Come on in, dog. Welcome to Appa.
Still gonna dap.
Yes. Yes. Welcome into Appa, bro.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and settle in. There's some pillows there. Feel free to throw it behind your back or anything of that nature. Some cork blocks on the floor. Yep. Feels pretty ergonomic for your feet. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm excited.
Dog.
Thank you for having me here, man.
Hell yeah. I'm honored to have you on here.
Me too, man.
Before we get started, other than water, and I'll definitely pour some waters if you like, I have a few things on the menu.
Yeah.
Coffee, tea, whiskey.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go. If you're already giving me a water.
You already get a water.
Okay, good.
That's for free.
I'm gonna go with the what was it called? What'd you call it? A highball?
A highball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to.
Oh, Japanese highball. Okay.
I have to. You made it sound so interesting.
Let's start with that. Let's do this.
I forgot you're a bartender, dude.
Sometimes. Only when I bartend. I'm only a bartender when I bartend.
That's dope, though.
Okay, we'll need that.
So you actually know what you're doing.
Or I just pretend like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the case. Okay, what else do I need here then? Bro, you just got tatted.
I did. It was epic. It was glorious.
It's glorious.
Yeah.
This man right here got tatted, what, 3 hours ago, 4 hours
Just got out
ago?
of the chair. No, like 2 hours.
2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Fresh tat.
Yep.
Hell yeah, dude.
Loving it, man. Like, very excited.
Yeah. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Go ahead. Tell me about it.
Okay. Well, it's a brand we're starting right now. I'm starting it with my friend and partner Chris Carson. It's called Camp Black Sheep is what it's called.
Camp Black Sheep.
Yep.
Shout out to Chris.
Yep. And it's for weirdos like us, the black sheep, of the family, of the world, so to speak. Usually it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. The wolf's trying to infiltrate the sheep and get over on them and get fed, but it's kind of the opposite. This is a black sheep in specifically in wolf's clothing. It's kind of us infiltrating all the evil.
Infiltrating the system.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's what it means to me. That's so I'm excited, man.
Bro, that's sick.
Yeah, and one of our good friends, Chicle, designed it for me. So shout out Chicle. Like,
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited, man.
I'm looking forward to getting some new ink as well.
Oh yeah, what are you gonna get?
I don't know if I'm actually gonna like, cause you know I'm about to be sewed up at home for a second, right?
Yeah.
Like so it's like, oh man, that might be a good time to get tatted.
Bro.
Now the thing that's stopping me is like I was actually trying to wait. This rock is too big. Look at this, guys. This is in the moment. Look at this. Look at
Dude,
this.
I love it.
The rock doesn't even fit in the thing. That's okay though.
I'll still mess it up.
You just gotta go with what you got.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the tattoo.
Yeah.
So I was like constantly like, oh dude, if I'm gonna be home for like hell of time and I can't train, like this is actually the best time to get a tattoo.
It is.
The thing is, like, I had this thing about wanting to get my black belt before I got this tattoo, because I did that with this dragon, right? Oh, once I got my black belt, then I get this dragon tattoo. So I had this thing of like, I want to get my black belt in jiu-jitsu before I get it.
Yeah.
There's also a part of me that is like, in changing the stories that I tell, like, why can't you just start it and then maybe just don't finish it?
Ooh.
Because it's not like, I mean, it's going to be a few sessions.
Like outline it.
There's going to be a few sessions. Maybe some shading, right? Like I'm a brown belt now. Like I know some shit.
Yeah.
Like my jiu-jitsu's alright. Like,
around.
you know?
Yeah.
So I was thinking about getting basically an octopus, and we were talking about it like how it hurts more on your skin. I want to get it right here, like the head of the octopus on my knee. And then as if that's the head of the, like it follows the anatomy, right? And then like the tentacles go this way and this way. But that's like extra full send. I don't.
Bro.
It's
color or what?
Color, yeah.
Oh, you dude, yeah, that's a banger right there. That'll be hurty.
This is fun. My first time making a highball in here.
Is it really?
Yeah. I mean, I've made one like in like at the bar, but like, bro, this is the first time like having any type of action up in here.
Suntory whiskey and
Suntory whiskey
water.
and soda water. I'm gonna stir this up just a little bit. Do I have a bar spoon in here? Note to self: get a second bar spoon. But we'll at least give it a little.
I feel so privileged. Like
just a little bit of love.
I love it.
Right here. Still don't have a bar mat. Might have to borrow one from Park and Rec also.
Wait, don't we have one in the shop? I think we got one in the shop we could snag.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then a twist of lemon or what?
Yeah, this is also my first time using this freaking thing. Hopefully I don't cut my finger off on this.
Yeah, please.
Episode 3. I don't like this.
I can't be responsible for that. I should have asked you
I don't
for a
like
different
this.
drink.
No, that's okay. This is a learning process. My cousin gave me this peeler, and I don't know.
You're gonna hit the watch. You're gonna be like pop.
I know. You just gotta go slow. Learn as you go, man. It's all about learning as you go and being mindful and patient.
Yep. Learn as we go.
And accepting the imperfections.
Yeah, bro.
Right? You gotta accept the imperfections. Because nothing's perfect.
Whoa. Look at this guy.
Hey, I know a guy. I just reached back for my towel like I was at work. I was like, oh, no, I got nothing. My towel's here.
Bro, come on.
RJ.
Slancha, bro.
Slancha. Kampai.
Slancha. Kampai.
Yummy.
Oh, wow, that's really good.
Let me give you a coaster, sir. Here you are.
Thank you.
Actually, let me give you 2 coasters. That way I can get you a water as
too,
well.
yeah. Thank you.
I will do the same for myself.
What a host.
What'd you call me?
I said,
I'm playing.
Damn, bro. This is really cool, man.
Do you know what Bruce Lee's favorite drink is?
Water.
Why you gotta say it like that?
What?
Because that's not how Bruce Lee would have said it.
Yeah, you're right.
It's okay, though.
Thank you.
We love us some Bruce. Shout out to Bruce.
Shout out to Bruce Lee.
Master Bruce. All right. Slide this up here, and then we gonna get started.
Let's go.
Word. Can I hand you these, sir? Would you be of assistance?
Got you.
I can just put this right here. It's good. All right. You ready to get in it?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let me see what I'm gonna say after I take a sip.
That's tasty.
It's very tasty, right?
It's very good.
They drink this a lot in Japan because it's like so easy to drink.
Sprite.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's so good.
Like extra lemony Sprite.
It's so good.
Fire. I'm with it.
What should I say? We are here at Tea House Talk.
Yep. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
That's the name
That's
of
the working title.
Tea House Talk.
Tea House Talk. It's a working title. That's why I was like, I don't know if I should throw it out because I don't know if I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, but why not? You
Yeah.
can change it, right?
Yeah.
Everything changes.
All right, we're back here at the table. This is episode 3 of Tea House Talk with your boy JonMac. I got my homie, my brother, my really good friend, Mr. RJ, Ryan Johnson.
Why you gotta use my government name?
Oh, my bad, dog. My bad.
I'm just playing.
So they know what the RJ is for. Arj, cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I always take you up on a chance to hang out in the tea house.
Yeah, dog. This is rad. This is rad.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
To throw some space kind of on this relationship here. So I met Arj the first time I lived in San Diego. I was going to San Diego State. I was training at a gym, Undisputed. You were the manager there. I'm like, that's my first, like, meeting this man. When I moved back to San Diego a few years ago, May of 21.
Was it 21?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had recently reconnected with him and Tone and Koch and a lot of these guys who I was hanging with the first time I lived in San Diego. And so it was almost like this energy kind of coming back again. And so I ended up hooking up with him when I first came back to San Diego. And we are actually here at Vision Culture, parked up, which we'll talk about in a second here. We're parked up here at Vision Culture, where I actually slept on a couch for damn near 6 months.
Yep.
Like, it was supposed to be like a 3-month build, like a 3 to 4 month build because of COVID. Things were taking longer. So I was just like posted on a couch, like healing from my divorce. Like, I don't want to see nobody. Like, I'm just in my own space. And Arj was kind enough to let me just kind of like bum it a little bit, while I'm figuring my life out, while this was being built, while my home was being constructed.
Yep.
And now we are here.
And this home was being constructed.
And that home was also being constructed.
Yep.
Yeah. This is always under construction.
It is.
You talked about something earlier when we were inside about something about like constantly evolving, or what would you say? There was like something
Just
you
constant
said.
change.
Constant change.
Constant change.
Yeah.
What was Barrett's? What was it? Constant and never-ending improvement. It's the same, because change is inevitable, but if you can make it better, like, hey.
Yeah.
So we just try to create more.
Dude, so let's start there, because you're obviously rocking the Vision Culture Foundation hat. We're obviously here at Vision Culture.
Yep.
When I came here, it was Vision Culture, but when I came here, the Vision Culture that I was a part of is much different than the Vision Culture that exists now. And like you said, things are always changing, and it will continually change, right? It's one of the cool things about Vision Culture, I feel, is it's so adaptable to change. And it has this kind of like, I don't know, ambiguous energy that allows it to be other things and change into this and become that. And so like water.
Like water.
Yeah. So what is the vision of Vision Culture?
I mean, first and foremost, our goal is to serve, empower, and uplift our community.
Okay.
All of our community. Like everybody. No matter what they look like, no matter what their orientation is, no matter what their race is, no matter what. We're all neighbors. We're all here. So we're here to serve, empower, and uplift everyone around us. Because it's really a world community. You know that.
I do.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like nature. We're all here to help each other. So that's really what we're here for. We're here. We have unique skills and contacts and network and just things that I guess we do it differently than a lot of nonprofits, because we're about as grassroots as it gets. That.
Yeah.
I mean, we're here in the city. Like, we're just, everybody comes through here. We get involved in as much as we can, as long as it aligns with our goals.
So why don't you throw out, just to throw some space to people, like some of the things that you guys have been involved in, or that are currently involved in, or working on, or like, you know what I mean?
We do a lot of art and art therapy and mental health support and resources. Those are our main focuses, but that we've done everything from disaster relief when San Diego had the worst floods it's ever had, to community markets and events and concerts, and just any way that we can connect with our neighbors is what we're about.
Sure.
As long as it aligns.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so, okay, that's actually the second time you said as long as it aligns, right?
Yeah.
So what is the alignment?
I mean, the alignment is we're big on, not, I mean, to a lot of people it becomes political, but to us it's more like just what's right. You know what I mean? We're big on holding space for everybody.
I dig that. Cheers to that.
Yeah, like straight up. Like whether I'm that way, whether you're that way, it doesn't matter. We need to hold space for everybody.
Yeah.
We need to respect everybody. So that's kind of our angle, is like we're here to be a safe space for our community. And our community is our neighbors.
Yeah.
You know, individually, like nobody does this shit alone. Like nobody ever does this shit
You
alone.
can't do anything alone.
Yeah. As much as people like to play like they are and have fucking self-made tattooed on their knuckles and shit,
Yeah.
like there's nobody out here that's self-made.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to be a part of everybody else's journey. Like we're trying to sync with you, dude. Like we want to connect with you. Like we do. We want to.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We want to work together. We want to fucking share energy and like do rad shit together. Type.
Dude, I dig it.
Yeah.
So just okay. I'm obviously I'm putting you on the spot with all these things, right? I'm putting you on the spot.
That's
you know?
good. You have to, or else I'll just sit here like.
No, but no. Honestly, I think it's really cool though, because like yesterday I had Carl on the podcast, and you know, somehow we got into, at some point, if I remember correctly, like in terms of like why was I doing this podcast.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I just had, you know, did that spoken word, which was recorded here, by the way, which was recorded here. One thing I would say is make sure you know your why. When camp gets tough and you're feeling beat up and you don't want to be here, you got to know why you're doing it. And it was like about my why, like why I took that fight. And so kind of coming back to that, like I had to answer that question, almost discovering the answer as I'm answering it. Because like I said, when I came here, vision culture was a much different thing, right? There was a food truck, Rice or Death. There was a move towards a restaurant now, and then it became, there was like a shop that was happening, and now there's this nonprofit, right? And so now that it has the capability to become all these things, and you know that you can change and you can flow with it, what is for you, not necessarily a vision culture itself, which you kind of are vision culture, but you are also still just RJ, right? What is RJ's vision for vision culture? Like, where would you like to see it go? Is it something that grows past you? Is it something that you are a part of? Is it like what do you want to see it do?
I mean, honestly, like when I say safe space, I mean like safe space, like people like us. You know what I mean? Like we're subculture. You know, we are. Like we grew up on, we were raised on hip hop. We have tattoos everywhere. We have fucking, you know, we look like freaks to people. I mean, we're starting to be a little bit more accepted.
Sure.
But like that's really what I mean, and I think it should be replicated, because when you hold a safe space for everybody in your community, like it can change somebody's life.
Dude.
Like people just want to be seen and heard. You know what I mean? Period.
Period.
They just want to be acknowledged.
Period.
They want to be loved. They want to be all those things, and we're really trying to do that. So my vision is to replicate this, like get other people that are like us in other cities, places that are into art and fucking MMA and all the things. Like we do so much shit, dude. You know that. Music, fucking, we get involved in everything we can.
For sure.
So our goal is to link with everybody that's like us, like the fucking black sheep. You know what I mean? Like we're trying to unite and like hold these spaces for people like us, you know, and grow it, and like kind of like a we got us type situation.
Yep.
Like we don't need the police, we don't need this, we don't need that. Like we got us, we're good. Like we have a safe space right here where you can pull up and exercise your creativity and empty your fucking cup when your mental health is down. And, you know what I mean?
Big, man.
Grab a spray can and fucking practice doing art. And like we just, you know, like we have fucking every gaming console. Kids come here after school. Yeah,
I saw that. Like
I
saw that change up today when I walked in.
Yeah.
Like
and like we did that because it's appropriate. The kids come here and they know that it's a safe space, and they want to like let loose, and they want to, you know, some of them don't have a safe place to go after school. Their home could be like a fucking war zone, dude.
Right.
So a lot of them they can't go home. They don't want to go home. So they need a place like this. Like it's shit that if we had when we were kids, we probably would have turned out a lot differently.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at that, but yeah.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad you're doing that, man. I mean, and I know you say like us. Like maybe I grew up in a very similar, like, honestly, National City reminds me a lot of Union City, like where I'm from. You know what I mean? A lot of Mexicans, a lot of Filipinos, kind of like, there's that. And maybe I wasn't. I feel like I had a really good upbringing in terms of like, say, like my parental support or things like that, or maybe like you talk about like we would have been better if we had something like this.
Yeah.
I know a lot of my friends who definitely would have benefited from that.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like I knew that after school, I'm going home, and I'm going home to my parents that are going to be taking care of me. But I know, and it's so funny because it's on the opposite end. Like I would have homies who like, it felt like they had all the freedom because it's like, oh, bro, after school, like, I don't even got to go home. I can do whatever I want. And they're like, just getting in trouble. Like, yeah, they could do whatever they want because when they go home, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so then they find themselves into trouble. So, like, to be able to do what you're doing and, like you said, hold space, like man, that's powerful, dude.
But, like, what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like, you're the same, even though you didn't have the same upbringing as some of these kids here in National City, it doesn't matter. You're still one of them.
For
like
sure.
You hold space for everybody. Like, you know what I mean? You do. You got love in your heart, bro. And you
I do.
And you do. And like, that's all they need. You don't have to be from where they're from. Like, just fucking.
No, 100%. 100%.
Just see them and hear them.
Because it's that.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's like really what it comes back to. Like you said, people just want to be seen.
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't speak English. I don't care if you're from another country. I don't care what your religion is or whatever. Like at our core as human beings, which we all are, like people just want to be seen. People want to be heard. They want to be understood. They want to be loved.
Yes.
In any culture of any human being, of any skin color, tattoos, no tattoos, like that's what we want. And it's not always available.
No.
We don't, in some, like maybe there's not a space to be seen or to feel safe enough to share yourselves. But then also like there's not a lot of influence of that, of how to do those things. Like we don't learn those things. Like you go to school, like what do you learn? You learn math, you learn English. You basically learn how to be a worker. I'm not saying none of those things are good. I'm not saying science is bad or anything like that. But like the things that we're taught growing up is like it's never about like this other side. You talk about mental health. You're talking about like you know, being able to hold space, like what it's like to feel seen, to be accepted, to be loved, like all of those things, man. So
yeah. I mean, dude, it's
you're doing the work, man.
No,
I mean,
I know.
I know. But I know I'm doing the work in my own way. You know, even this podcast, right? Talk about holding space. Like, that's pretty much what I wanted to do. Is I wanted to hold space for people.
All kinds of different people.
Share stories. You know, exchange ideas. Just like have a safe space to talk about whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I had my homie Peter, and I really thought that episode 1 was gonna be mostly about like van life stuff. Again, you just come into this idea. I don't know. Everything's organic. Everything's flowing. It wasn't like expectation. Like the conversation's gonna go wherever the conversation's gonna go, and I'm cool with that because I just want it to be like this. We're just chopping it up over a glass of whiskey, you know, or coffee or tea or whatever it may be. And then I feel like most of our conversation ended up talking about healing. You know, and he was going through a recent, like he was engaged and then like a recent separation. And then he's asking me about my marriage. And it's like, I have now created the space where we can feel comfortable talking about that, even though we know things are being recorded because we're putting our masks down. We're allowing ourselves to be seen. You know what I mean? And trusting that it's a safe space to be seen. And when you have spaces like this and you allow yourself to let your hair down. You know, and we'll literally do it as is. Like you allow yourself to kick your shoes off and let your hair down and say like, man, this is who I am as a human being. This is what I struggle with. This is what I want. This is what I'm passionate about.
It's the real.
I feel like I know this, but I don't know that. I'm still figuring it out here. And I feel like when people are willing to be vulnerable, which putting them in a safe space helps them become vulnerable, then they're able to say what's really there.
Talk about it,
you know,
seriously,
and then the healing can happen or the growth can happen. But it's like
and to not be judged,
and to
just be accepted. Like yeah, we're not the same. That's okay. Like you're still a fucking whole ass human being. And you deserve love. Like you deserve to be seen and heard and fucking, you know what I mean? Like you're right here in front of me. Just because you're whatever trans or fucking this or that or this race or. Like, bro, like that, like, why is there no space for everybody? Like, that's the weird part, you know? Like, last night, like, we had, we do a lot of mental health stuff. Last night we had a Friendsgiving, like a community Friendsgiving, between two of the therapy groups that we run. The Link Up, which is for men, you know what I mean? And, and you know a lot of people that show up. Some are MMA fighters, some are firefighters, some are like all across the board, man. Gang members, fucking tattooers, like it just, everybody pulls up. And then the other one is the Parental Collective, which is for parents, and not just parents, but people who take care of their parents now, and people who have been parented. Like, it's open. It's just called the Parental Collective because everybody has traumas from their childhood and the way they were raised, and even if they were raised perfectly, you still have traumas. Like, your parents aren't perfect.
100%. No,
nobody's fucking perfect.
They're definitely not.
All out here doing
we
the
all
best
have
we
our
can,
traumas.
hopefully,
Dude.
Hopefully. Some people aren't. But you feel me on that? Like, so last night was a really special night because it was this men's group, and then it was these parents that all came together and just broke bread and fucking talked story and like just shared space, and it was safe. And like, you know how Ree is, my partner Ree.
I do.
Yeah,
Ree, we gonna get you on the show.
You're on the show.
I mean, you already know.
Don't even play.
Automatic, as the homie fucking Peter would say.
Automatic.
But we gonna get you on the show, Ree, because you got some.
She's got a lot to say.
Yep.
And it's all fucking, hey,
exactly.
It's about as real as it gets. But it was beautiful last night, man. Like, these people that I had never met, but it was already just this village, Like, we just grew the village last night. Like, we connected these two. It's the first time we done it. And we connected these two groups of people. Some people, there's crossover, right? Because I'm a parent.
But then you're also a dude who's in the.
Yes, but I'm also a man who needs fucking to empty my cup every once in a while, So it was nice to have everybody meet each other and eat together, and we still circled up, and we, if people wanted to talk or share or fucking, because the holidays are rough, dude, and we're rounding that. We're in that spot right now. It's rough for me.
The holidays are rough.
You know what I mean? It's fucking I hate the holidays, but I kind of don't now, because now it's like I got something to occupy my mind. It was cool. It was a very cool experience last night, though. It was, it was a safe space, and a lot of people downloaded and just, they shared. And that's
man, that seems to be a kind of a running theme that I see, this like the sharing or talking. On that first podcast, I had mentioned to Peter, like, my dad spells therapy TALK, right? About talking.
That's crazy, though.
And it's like, that's really what's happening. You talk about you're bridging these villages, and what you're doing is you're going back to the village where everybody interacts with everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just like we're in our solo units, which like we're constantly.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Separating ourselves.
Yeah.
When that's not how it's supposed to be. Like, we're like, if you look at us as animals, like, we're like herd creatures.
We have to.
And you interact with the village. But yeah, going back to like holding space, and you're talking about like downloading these things and like being able to heal from traumas. Like, honestly, all these people out here that are like quote unquote bad people, or who are hurtful or are doing things that's like, hurt people.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, you just got some trauma that you never healed.
Especially the people they love, bro.
Especially the people they love.
Like, can we cheers to that? Like, why do we treat the people that we love worse than we treat people we don't give two fucks about? Like, think about that. It's crazy. You know why, though? It's because you feel safe. You feel safe in that love. You feel like you can mistreat that person and they'll still love you because they see you, right? But like, why is there that dynamic? That's fucked up. It shouldn't be that way. That should be the first person that you're fucking loving on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But instead, we feel safe because we don't feel safe out there. That's why. So we put this mask on that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And we treat the people that we don't give a shit about. We treat them great. We're polite. We're fucking considerate. If you're doing it right.
Right. You're trying to be like this upstanding citizen, you're...
And that's what this men's group is about. Because men, like, we're taught like you're Catholic, I mean, bro, I'm Irish Catholic. Like we're taught like feelings are novel. Like you just said that your dad said that therapy is talk. That's crazy. That's dope. Like I was taught to just like push that shit down and be like, nah, we don't talk about that in this house.
Yeah.
Type shit, you know?
Well, yeah, it is dope. Okay, it is dope.
Yeah.
Now, I was raised by a person who had done work. Whereas,
That's right.
okay,
That's right.
okay, my dad got clean and sober in '97, and so he was going through a lot of changes at the time. '97, I was like 12 years old, 12 years old, right? '97, I turned 12.
Your most important years.
Okay, so I'm watching my dad go through change. I'm watching him do different things, the things that he's learning from being in AA and kind of like doing the 12 steps.
Yeah.
My dad always talks about the 12 steps. Like the 12 steps actually helps anybody. You don't have to be an alcoholic.
don't have to.
It's about making amends. It's about taking ownership. It's about like doing all these things that basically like deal with being human and evolving yourself. Like your mindset changes, your behavior changes, and so I was able to get a lot of that because he's basically teaching me as he's learning it, and I'm watching it firsthand. Now that wasn't the case for my brother. You know, my brother was raised by my dad pre that, when my dad was still drinking and drugging and was the machismo man who, you know, that, like you said, push those feelings down, like the whole,
talk about it.
yeah, like
Like
you're,
you get your ass beat before
you know,
talk about it.
the old school mentality of like of like being tough for that, like for whatever reason, you know what I mean? We can go into, I'm sure there's somebody who can talk about, oh, in history, this is what happened that led us down this path. Like, well, whatever led us down this path, we're here now. And we got to a point where there was this like, you know, hyper masculine machismo, you know what I mean? And then like all this energy. And like now we're coming to a place where things are merging again. And, you know, people are holding space for other men to talk and to share. And
Yeah.
pause. I don't know why it does that. Can you hit record again?
Yeah. Damn, I was about to. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. All right, we had a quick technical difficulty. Like if you've been watching all these, you already know that I'm just figuring it out as I go. And so some of these GoPros continue to turn off while recording. I'm not quite sure why. I'm gonna have to troubleshoot that at some point. But we're just gonna keep it rolling because that's all you can do in life.
I wanted to speak, if I could,
Please.
as to what you said. Like, fuck. Let me hold on a second. Let me reset.
No, take your time, man.
Like that it's that like machismo that you feel like, hold on, I gotta think about what I say here, you know, because I want to get it right.
Take your time, man. We're not in a rush.
The fact that like that's a crazy dynamic that you brought up, you know what I mean? Like the fact that your brother had a way different experience, because I can relate to your brother because I'm way older than you. And I'm the same way. My next sibling down from me is 11 and a half years younger than me.
Okay, 11 years, same.
See what I'm saying? So it's very relatable, and I had a way different upbringing than my brothers and sister, you know? So it's that kind of hit me. That kind of hit me when you said that, because it's very similar. Like, you know, even though, like, I'm sure you still remember. I'm sure you still have traumas there.
There
like
are.
I'm sure,
of course.
Because even though you're much younger than your brother, you're a fucking sentient being, dude. And you're smart as fuck, dude. You know what's going on
Yeah.
in the house, you know?
Yes. Well, one, I'm actually glad that kind of hit some type of vein or chord for you. But to talk about that, we all have our traumas. You know, like, yeah, was I blessed with an opportunity to, you know, have a different influence because my dad was going through some changes or this and that, and kind of that changed the trajectory of my development and my understanding of life versus the things that he raised my brother on.
Yeah.
You know, and we can all talk about like different things like that. Outside of just that dynamic, it doesn't matter if you have this much trauma or if you have
Right.
like that much trauma. The idea is like trauma exists because we're not perfect human beings.
Fuck no.
And so what happens is people are literally just doing the best with what they know. And sometimes still not even doing the best. They're just doing with what they know.
Yeah, survival
You know,
mode.
They're in survival. People are having kids and they don't know what they're doing. They didn't take a class. Like my dad actually went back to school and he took some childhood education classes.
Oh shit.
And then like.
But imagine your brother.
Right, and so I think it just comes back to like taking the time to heal our traumas.
Yeah.
Taking the time to unpack them and then let them go. And I think the second part is actually more important than the unpacking part. Although that can exist without unpacking. Because what I've seen is like I talk about like doing the inner work or things like that. You have to unpack the trauma, right? It's basically in that cardboard box in the corner of the closet, like jammed behind
Under the
everything
bed,
that you
yeah.
it's just been there.
Yeah.
It's just been there. It has hella cobwebs.
Yeah.
The box has not been opened since you closed it, actually.
Yeah.
And so.
And that motherfucker screams when you open it.
Right. So the first step, actually they're all hard steps. It's all hard work.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's all hard work, and I think that's why people run from it, because it's hard work. And even though you have brothers to talk with, or why the fuck does it keep doing that? Go ahead and hit record on that again.
No, I know what I was gonna say now. Is
Okay.
Okay. No, you finish. You finish.
No, I can run mine
No,
back
you
after.
finish. Go. Go.
Shit.
Go.
I don't know where I was at because the GoPro is like, I don't know
Cut
what
us
they're
off,
they're just like tweaking out right now. But like I
You
said.
said you can have that. You were talking about packing it in a.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Good job.
Yeah.
Way to bring that back.
Hey, I'm in it. You're you're spitting over here.
So you unpack this trauma, and that's actually the first hard part, because you said like it's screaming. You're like it's
You
like
open it and you're like,
Ghostbusters. Like, put it right
fuck
back.
that shit.
Nope.
Not now.
However, that's always going to be there, and we're never going to be fully free until we actually unpack it.
Yeah.
Fully
free.
Okay, fully free. You can be a little bit free, but not fully free, right? The second part, which is also hard, is after you unpack it, is to then finally let it go.
Yeah.
Meaning, you can unpack all the things in this box. You can actually dust it off. You can even clean the box. You can look at all the items in it and this and that. But then if you're like, okay, cool, I know what's in it. I talked about it. I polished it up. But then if you just leave it there, it actually still exists. Yeah. We actually have to let go. And I think what happens is we get so comfortable with that's how it always was, or this is my story.
Yeah.
We get so attached to our story.
Right.
Stories have weight. We get so attached to the story of the past that created that box in the first place, the trauma that created in the first place. But then what happens is we actually like our trauma. It's to the degree...
It becomes your identity.
Right, it becomes your identity.
Yeah.
And so now you've unpacked your trauma. You are able to talk to your therapist about it. You're able to even talk to your friends about it. Yeah. You can talk to, actually all of a sudden now you're even able to talk to the general public, someone you just meet on the street, about your trauma. But you continue to talk about it, which means you've unpacked it, but you actually haven't let it go yet.
And it becomes you.
It becomes you.
Literally.
You associate with it, and we just get so attached to our traumas.
Yeah.
And it's really the same.
I'm definitely
again,
guilty of that.
I don't know what it is in the human mind, or there could be an expert in psychology who can explain this to us, but it's like we attach, like, why do you think people watch these TV shows or the telenovelas? Like it's the drama. It's the drama. So it's almost like we almost get attached to our own drama or our own trauma, right? So it's like, first of all, kudos to those who have even just taken the time to unpack their trauma, because that's the first hardest step.
Right.
There's another step that has to happen afterwards, though, if you want to be fully free, if you want to heal, and that's the letting go part.
Yep.
Let go of the story. Did that happen? Yes. Am I gonna? Okay, but
am I still here? Yeah.
All that exists is the present moment. That has already happened. I've done my work. I've made my peace. Yep. I'm not going to continue to attach to it. Like whatever it is. Like once you've done the work, you have to let that go. Yeah. Donate the things in the box to wherever. cut up that box, recycle it, give away. Like, you should have nothing now.
That's right.
There's nothing to put back in that closet.
No.
Not the box that carried the contents, not the contents itself. Those contents you're either going to give away, you're going to recycle, you're going to donate, you're going to throw it in the trash.
Can't get it back.
It's no use.
It happened.
But this whole box has to be discarded.
Doesn't even fit you anymore.
Right. But you can't jump straight to just let it go. You actually have to unpack this first and then let go.
Well, that's the hard part,
It's all actually hard.
No,
they're both hard. But yeah.
No, but that was brilliant, like the way you said that. You're right. Because, we all have our traumas, but no one's trauma is better than, or bigger, or fucking smaller, or everyone has trauma. Like, period. Across the board.
We're humans.
Across the board, dude. And it affects us all the same. Like, no matter what. They say that, like, kids who have been in households where there's abuse of any kind, it's equivalent on their brain to a soldier who's been in combat. That's crazy.
That is wild.
That's fucking crazy. Like, that's so scary. Like a kid who grew up in a house where, basically it's a different kind of war zone. Like, that's quantifiable. Like, they can see the same clouds in his brain that they see in a guy that did 3 tours in fucking Afghanistan or Iraq. That's scary, bro. You know what I mean? But I think what I wanted to say, especially after what you just said, is that, like, the benefit of, and this is, I keep talking about men, but the benefit of me being in both groups is I can kind of, like, when you're paying attention, like when you're actually doing critical thinking and you're asking yourself the tough questions, it really does come back to, like, of course women aren't perfect and this and that, but, like, men have a tendency to because we're told to compartmentalize and put everything in a shoebox and stuff it under the fucking bed and don't talk about it, that is the worst thing that we can do. And we take it out on the people we love, and unfortunately a lot of times they're our kids, and it's women, and it's people who are vulnerable because we feel safe. And because we know they'll still love us. And look how many dudes beat on their women and get forgiven. And you know what I mean? It's just, that's another set of traumas that we don't need to talk about. But my point is the importance of having these groups that we're doing is that these men are recognizing that. They're recognizing that they are taking out all the stuff that they were told not to talk about for fucking their whole lives. And all these traumas that they have that they weren't allowed to address. Or else they would get disowned or called fucking terrible words by their parents or whatever it is. They in turn they've been internalizing that their whole lives. So they take it out on people that are right in front of them. They get home and they're like, she'll still be here. She's not going to pack up. She, this and that. And, like, these men are saying, they're honest. It's a safe space, dude. Yeah. I'm definitely not going to betray anybody's trust right now. But I'm going to tell you right now, like, we have a history of not being able to address our feelings and not being able to process what's happened to us. So we process it on people's fucking, like, lives.
It's not even that we, to ping off that, like, it's not that we process it on other people's lives. We're not even processing.
No.
What's happening is, like, because we don't have a way to express it, because we're taught to suppress it.
Right.
We don't have a way to express it. But even if we did, we didn't have, 1, the safe space to do it. 2, the vernacular to express it.
Right.
We don't know how to express it because nobody's done it. How do we know? We don't know what it looks like. We don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know. Yeah, we don't know. We don't even know how this language works. Are you want me to talk about my feelings? Like, it's not a thing that you're. What are those?
What are those, dude? Like, straight up. Like.
But what happens is, because we don't know, it still needs some type of release. There is some type of energy that needs to be released. And so what happens is we just go to something a little bit more primal.
Yes. Anger,
frustration, versus, like, if you know how to, like, let's just take anger and frustration in general. Say we're in traffic and I can get angry, someone cut me off, and, like, if I don't know how to handle that situation, I'm just going to be angry and frustrated.
Yeah.
But if I maybe have some breathing techniques, or maybe I've read some books like The 4 Agreements, and I know not to take things personally, and I actually apply that wisdom, then when that person cuts me off, then I don't get into a state of anger and frustration. Now, I'm taking a very different example, just so we don't need to, like, go into depth over there. But it's the same thing, like, if we don't know how to express ourselves and we're going through all these emotions, not only do we not know how to express ourselves, we don't even know if we have permission to do it, even if we knew how to do it.
No, because you're afraid.
Because you're afraid. And then like, you know, earlier we were talking about why I wanted to only have 2 people on this podcast, because, or like 1 guest, because when there's more than 1 guest, there's a face that comes on, this energy that comes on. Because now imagine if it's just me, you, and the boys. Fill in however many other dudes that are kicking it with us, right? And then, right? And it's like, oh, we're going to go do this or this and that. Like, oh, nah, man, I'm not going to go. I'm going to go back like, oh, bro, don't be a pussy. How many times have you heard that growing up?
Dude, come on. Every 10 seconds.
Every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? And so what happens is, what do? Okay, you just toss it to the side because I don't want to be ostracized from the village. Yeah. I want to fit in. And so I'm going to try to fit in with these guys, and I'm not, oh, fine, I'll do that then. Like, you know, when really, or okay, fine, no, I'm cool, so whatever. And we shut these things to the side because I want to fit in.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be accepted. Again, it comes back to wanting to be accepted, wanting to be seen, wanting to be understood, wanting to be loved. They feel loved when they're part of the group. You know what I mean? And so...
when you don't feel safe, you get defensive. You feel me? Like, you don't know how to react, so you... Like, think about it, bro. We live our lives in survival mode.
Yeah.
Every one of us, dude. Like... we're scraping by to fucking pay rent. We're fucking hustling to do side jobs and fucking private training sessions and whatever the fuck, dude. Like, that's survival mode, dude.
Right.
That's trauma. Like, we don't even realize it. But, like, when you're feeling that way constantly, you are on defense. And somebody who's on defense is just like a cat backed into a corner. Like, they're not going to react favorably.
100%.
Never. Especially if it's somebody they're comfortable with. Bruh, the claws are going to come out, and it's sad.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of what we've been talking about the whole time, but you're talking about a whole other level of growth and fucking, like, love, dude. You're talking about people that are really out here healing and shit, and that's what, you know, we're all trying to do, but it's so hard, dude. Like, there's so many men and women that have been mistreated and fucking have these traumas that they're trying to work through, but they don't have the resources or the, you know, the knowledge, like the, what am I trying to say here? Like the perspective.
Right.
To sit back and think objectively. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Because they're not taught that.
They're not.
And here's the thing, like, I mentioned something earlier, because there's a lot of things that need to play in here, right? There's a lot of factors that come into healing. Yeah. Holding a safe space, right? Talking, having that is part of
Huge,
the healing, right? There's also part of the healing where you're gonna have to do some growth on your own.
Yeah.
Because that is part of it, and talking with people is healing. There's also the part that you have to go on the journey by yourself. Yeah. You know, the reading the books. Like, there's not enough time in one person's lifetime to learn and master all the things. But somebody else has, and they were passionate about something. They were passionate about this idea or this thought, and so they wrote a book about it, and they have these ideas, or they're passing down wisdom from the past. And then we can learn these things. We can learn these things, but we don't read.
No.
We doom scroll.
Especially
we binge watch.
Yeah.
Bro, at the bar, like, first of all, I haven't owned a TV since 2008.
I know.
I'm not saying that I don't watch TV from time to time. Obviously, I don't have a TV
out
in here.
In the field with no need.
I'm just a stray cat, dog. Yeah. But we, it's almost like in like the Roman Empire, where like everything is about pleasure, everything is about convenience. Yeah. We live in a land of pleasure and convenience.
Instant gratification.
You know, and so we have all these dopamine hits, and I'm like victim to it too, like whatever that dopamine hit may be.
Yeah.
You know, and so we're constantly getting these things and not doing the real work. You know, like, so then it's hard. People can't sit down and read. No. People's attention spans are so terrible now that they can't sit down and read for more than 5 minutes. And they say like, oh, I'm not good at reading. And now we're telling a story that says I'm not good at reading. And so if we tell the story I'm not good at reading, you're never going to be good at reading, and reading is going to be hard, so then you're never going to do it. Yeah. So now we have to go in and again, change the mind to be like, I need to change the story that I'm telling, because when I tell a story, that becomes a filter.
Right.
How I see life.
Lens.
It's a lens.
Straight up.
If I say like, oh, I'm clumsy. I'm always gonna trip over this. I'm like, I say things about myself, and it's like that's what like words are magic,
Yeah.
you know. Like, I don't know who created. It's not me, but that's like that's
Dude.
why they call it spelling. You know what I mean? Like you're putting a
Damn,
spell.
what the fuck, is that real?
I don't know who.
You better
I didn't make that up myself.
You just said it right now, though.
I know, but like,
did you just make it up?
I didn't make it up. No, I heard that somewhere else. I saw it somewhere else.
Okay.
It's not me. It's
I
not
was
me.
like,
I'm not
dude,
the
I've
originator.
never heard anybody say that.
I'm not the originator. But I like
words do hold power, man.
words hold
They hold
power.
so much
I mean,
power,
you talk about Catholicism, and I'm
especially the words we tell ourselves.
100% the words
Bruh.
we tell ourselves.
Like, bruh.
Things simply happen. Literally, things simply happen. Apple falls from the tree, hits the floor. Okay, that's the objective thing.
That's what happened.
Okay? We interpret what happens by the story we tell in our head, and that becomes our filter for life.
Damn.
Because anything, let's just say storytelling, right? And I kind of talked about this with Carl yesterday. It's like, I have to go into surgery. Recovery time is 9 to 12 months.
Oh.
Now,
Oof.
long.
Oof.
I mean, long. Doctors basically, it's a year recovery, homie. Like, you know,
Bro,
like you
that's
know,
fucking...
slow burn in the beginning, like not holding, you know, I can go into a space, okay? It is rough, but just like that tattoo, like, was the tattoo painful?
in the best way possible.
Okay, could you accept the pain?
Oh yeah.
You can handle the pain.
Embrace it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like, this is just what my life's gonna be. I can either continue to tell a story that is in resistance of what's happening. Man, this sucks. Oh fuck, I gotta leave
Like,
San
look,
Diego.
why'd this happen to me?
And that's a story I'm telling.
Oh, man.
Okay? Still having surgery. Or I could say, again, changing the story. Oh man, I'm having surgery, and like, yeah, that sucks, and it's gonna be painful, and I'm gonna have to do all this, but like, oh man, my nephew Jacob, like, he just had another kid, you know, and you know, he's got a 3-year-old who I only see from time to time, and now I get to be around family. Or man, because of this surgery, all of a sudden I had to move back home to the Bay Area, right? I get news basically 4 weeks going home for surgery, and you're actually gonna be home for a long time. And then so what happened? It was like, oh, I need to do this podcast now.
Yep.
Now,
Shotgunned it.
bro, I've been wanting to do this podcast for a minute, you know what I mean? But like, I never did it. But all of a sudden it was like, oh, all I have is that much time, let's do it now. So then it's like, man, if I didn't have this looming surgery, like, would I have been on the ball? Like, I've been hustling right now to like just launch this, to do as much as I could do before time runs out, type of idea.
Yeah, literally.
You
Like,
know?
you gotta get in, get
Honestly,
out.
and then like, even just kind of side tangent on that, like, seeing how I showed up for myself the last few weeks, and like even now, and like, you know, doing things even though I'm not ready, I'm like, bro, you're wasting your life. You need to show up like this all the time.
Damn.
Like, to myself, like, damn, you're just chilling in life. Like, get the fuck
Look
after
what
it.
happens when you apply yourself type shit.
Because it was like, bro, you have 4 weeks left in San Diego. What are you gonna do with your time?
Damn.
How
It's
about
like finding out you're gonna die.
exactly? Guess what? You're gonna die.
Yep.
And so am I, and so are you, and so are you, and so are you.
All
And
you
we're all
motherfuckers.
gonna die. And so it's like, fuck, dude, if I'm gonna die, like,
Might as well do some shit.
I need to do some shit.
Let's do
Because
some rad
time
shit.
is the only resource that we spend, and this is also not me. Time is the only resource we spend where we don't know the balance.
Damn. Fucking Master Oogway.
It's not me. It's not me. And anything on, okay, and even talking about that, like that not being me, even anything that I say that may sound original, or because of the many different influences, I somehow put it together and explained it in this way, and I chose these words to explain something, like, at the end of the day, it's still not me, because I've got this information from somewhere, this knowledge and wisdom from somewhere.
we
Like,
all, yeah.
it's
Even the motherfuckers
nothing
that
is ever
said
me.
that, they got it from somebody else. Come on.
I mean, we were talking about Bruce Lee earlier, and there was so many Bruce Lee quotes that I had memorized or knew as like a kid. And then when I went on my own search of reading different literature and this and that, and when I got into reading Bruce Lee, and then he's talking about the people that he read. Oh, he read this person, he read that person. Then so I'm gonna go, okay, let me go read the people that he's talking about.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I see some quotes that Bruce Lee is attributed to, but that was actually said by somebody else who happened to be somebody that he read, you know? And so it's like,
There's no more original thoughts.
we're all,
Like,
it's the ever evolving, it's the ever never ending present moment. You know, all that, like, the past is just a story we tell. Doesn't exist anymore. The
Right.
future is a story we
gone.
tell. Doesn't exist. Literally all that ever exists in life is the present moment.
Right,
The
fucking
constant present moment all the time right here. And so it's like, we need to hold space. We need to share. We need to evolve. We need to be like, hey, bro, this is what I figured out. Like, I'm not going to be here forever. I'm going to die. Yeah. Like, we're all going to die. So, like, if I could leave something with, like, so that the next generation sees differently, lives differently, breathes differently, owns themselves differently, like, fuck, like.
Then you won.
Right, because that's just us anyways. It's like that plant or these plants, like, it's like these leaves fall off and then, like, more leaves are going to come here, and it's like, don't be upset. Like, we're the tree.
Bro.
You know what I mean? We're the tree. Like, you're a leaf and I'm a leaf, and we think like, oh, it's about to be done, and like, bro, but like,
dude,
from that perspective,
when you revert to stardust, you're gonna be a fucking supernova at that point. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna feed the universe. You know? Like, that's crazy. You're right though, man. Like, fuck. Bars. That's the kind of shit we don't really think about unless we're sitting here, right here in a tea house.
Which is literally the inspiration for this experience. Mm-hmm. I wanted to create a place, like you said, a safe space, and we all do it in our own way, right? You're spearheading Vision Culture, and you guys are holding these parental collectives and these, what is the link up for and you're holding space for people to heal, and like, I'm doing this on a oneer, and it's for a one-on-one, but it's actually not just one, because everybody who gets to listen to the conversation now also gets to heal. Yeah. Also gets to have a seat at the table and feel like they're having a glass with us, and hearing in on this, so that maybe something changes in their mind, and things start to shift, and then they reach out and this changes, and by them being a different person and them changing, their entire ecosystem changes, because they show up differently to everybody else in their life.
That's right.
And all we can do is our own way of doing the work. This is what inspires me. This is what I want to do. So this is how I'm doing it. That's what you want to do. That's how you're doing it. But this alignment, or this MO of like wanting to hold space, wanting to make a difference, wanting to like put people up on game.
Right.
Like, would I love to put people up on game with martial arts? Yes. And I do plan to do content in that space. But I feel like not everybody is a martial artist, but everybody who's listening or watching is a human being.
That's damn right. You're damn right.
And we all want to be seen. We all want to be heard. We all want to be loved. We all want to release our traumas. We all want to feel free. We all want to feel happy and abundant and all these things. So it's like, then fuck, dude, let's talk about these things.
Yeah, put it on the table.
Put it on the table.
Like, put it on the fucking table.
Put it on the table.
You know what I mean?
Speaking of put it on the table, I'm ready for another drink. Would you like another, sir?
I mean, fuck yeah, hell yeah, why not?
Cool.
This is fucking great.
Well, we'll keep the chatting going,
yeah,
but
you know how to fucking make these drinks, homie.
Let's round two this.
Yeah.
That's me. I will take this from you. That was great.
That was
I like
awesome.
that. I mean,
awesome.
Yeah.
Do we keep our mics on?
Yeah, keep the mics on.
Oh shit.
You know,
damn, I'm making you crack another bottle?
Bro. You have to be prepared. Actually, I take that back. You don't have to be prepared, because you know what? I wasn't fucking prepared.
Why not?
I mean, like, for all this stuff, like, I was prepared as... You can respond to that. That's cool. We're chilling right now.
I'm sorry.
No, we're just... This is real in the wild, bro. This is how it is.
My mama texted me. I'm sorry. She's a wonderful woman. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? This is great that I can't take this off. You want to know why?
Why?
Because then I get to pull out my fucking awesome Frank the motherfucking Crank
in the house.
Look at this. Hold up. Y'all need to see a close up of this.
This is a
okay,
commercial.
Listen. If you don't know, I'm gonna put you on the know right now. Blades by Crank. Is there the website on here? It's fucking super sharp steels. Look at this. This is like a fucking this is the coolest freaking thing ever. I think he's selling it now. Yeah, here you go. Boom. Can you see that?
Yeah.
How about on this one? No? One of these is gonna be a shot.
Go on the website right now.
Yep, check him out. Frank the Crank Camacho, Blades by Crank. He got all a bunch of cool stuff.
Switchblade box cutters?
Bro, this thing is gangster. Like, you have no idea.
Like, come on.
Oh, did I even get it? I didn't even need to do it, but it doesn't matter because I was able to
But it looked way cooler that way.
Yeah, because then I was able to talk about this awesome blade, and my homie Frank. Shout out to Frank and Sarah, Camachos, everybody in Guam,
Hell yeah.
Rome, the Fuckeye family, everybody.
All of them.
All of them. All of them. Oh. Okay, put that away.
Damn, it's right there in the. You got the utility drawer.
Yep. Everything is at my disposal here.
Is that the same whiskey?
The same whiskey.
Yeah.
Oh, I already started this one, but I didn't even finish this.
You just want to use that switchblade.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was definitely cool.
I need to work on my spilling skills over here. I'm pouring too high. It's a new bar, you know?
How's that counter held up? Is that the same counter you've had the whole time?
This is the same counter I've had the whole time, yep. The
Yeah.
table is a different table.
No, I knew that.
Because the wood was like bowing, like it was just not the business, so I had to...
Well, it's tough, man, because it's your bed too. Like you crank it down and, you know what I mean? Like you're shifting weight on it and all that.
Yeah.
Damn, man, you really hit me when you were talking about the stories that we tell ourselves, man. You know? Because that is like, you know I struggle with that, bro. You know I do. I always have. I think everybody has a little bit of imposter syndrome. Like, no matter who the fuck they are.
Bro,
Like, I don't
100%.
care how they show up. They could be the most fucking... It could be Marshawn Lynch. And that fool still has a little bit of imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
He's literally named Beast Mode. But like, I bet you he sometimes looks in the mirror and like, the fuck are you doing out here? You know?
Yeah.
That was real. Because those are the questions we don't want to ask ourselves, you know? We don't want to reflect on that hard shit.
Which is why people don't do the work.
Yeah, dude.
For that exact statement.
It's exactly
We're
what you
scared
said.
to ask the questions.
Yep.
Speaking of, especially because I'm here right now.
Oh,
this
shit.
is so good. This is
Oh,
so
shit.
good.
What?
Because you talked about asking the questions.
Yes.
Earlier, we weren't mic'd up yet. You read
Yeah.
this quote right here.
Oh my God, yeah.
Actually, you want to go ahead and just read it out? You can read it.
All right, let me read this, if my eyes are good enough. So, okay, this is a Paulo Coelho quote. It says, "One day you will wake up and there won't be any more time to do the things you always wanted. Do it now." And I just kind of made the observation earlier. I was like, I read that quote and of course it hit home, you know, because that's real as fuck. Like we could all die tomorrow, but really what it made me do is ask the question, like, do we even really ask ourselves that question to begin with? Like, fundamentally, do we even ask ourselves, what are the things you want to do? Like, how often do we do that? How often do we recheck in with each other and be like, with ourselves and be like, are you doing these things? No, because we got blinders on and we're trying to we're in survival mode. Just like we talked about earlier.
For sure.
So to even have that quote there, like, it's pretty profound because you're not just reading what it says. You know, you kind of read into it and you're like, damn, like, what are the things I've always wanted? What are they? Have I identified them? Have they changed? You know what I mean? Do they hold the same weight? Do they, you know what I mean?
So what do you want?
Oh, motherfucker. This guy. Fuck. Damn.
You don't have to answer that, bro. I'm just throwing that into your headspace.
No, that's a real question, bro. I think that at this stage in my life, what I really want is to just, like, I want to be able to, I don't know, bro. I think I really just want to feel joy. You know what I mean? At this point in my life, because I'm 46 now. I'm about to be 47 in December, and like, I've experienced a lot of, you know, just like everybody. You know what I mean? Like, we've all went through shit, right? But I feel like most of my life I went through it with blinders on, and I just was doing what I was supposed to do. So what I want is to not do that anymore. I want to be intentional, and I want to fucking experience the things, and I want to smell the smells, and I want to see the sights, and I want to fucking, like, experience love, and I want to fucking do art, and I want to fucking create, and I want to, like, that's where I'm at. I think that's really what I want. You know what I mean?
Cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers, bro. And on that note, shutting us down, bro.
I'm gonna do this real quick. Okay, so that was actually no. You can leave that recording.
Okay,
Oh, wait.
good.
Again, I don't know how this editing is gonna work, but in the moment, yeah, the GoPro again just went off right when we cheersed, and maybe I should have actually used that time when I made this drink to swap out the batteries. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. If you are watching at home and didn't already make yourself a drink, feel free to make yourself a drink. Since I just made us another one, I'm gonna swap out these GoPros and then we'll kind of wrap things up over here. Kind of get to the tail end of this. But yeah, BRB. Just touch it once.
Yep, got it.
Good. Recording.
Recording.
Okay, let me get a clap. Okay, we are back. We have another drink here. Slancha. Just over here, so delicious.
My man can bartend. Like, can we talk about that for a second? Like, yeah.
Well, thank
Good
you.
shit,
I didn't
good
have
shit.
to do much, but thank you.
Hey.
But yeah, we're just, flowing with the going. Obviously, like GoPro's overheating. Sometimes things are turning off, having to swap things out. I'm obviously just figuring it out as I go. I've probably said this in every podcast so far, but like you have to start before you're ready. And this is literally day 3 of podcasting. I've had a podcast every day, and every day is getting a little bit different. I even got a little bit of like, throwing a plan over there. Got a little, you just keep evolving, keep growing, keep figuring it out. And that's just what happens. Like you'll figure it out as you go. And I think that's with everything in life. I think we don't start a lot of things because we want it to be perfect first, or we want to feel like we need to know this first. But I feel like sometimes the doing it helps you get to know it. So
we want to control the outcome.
we want to control the outcome.
It's impossible.
Impossible.
Like, the sooner we can make peace with that, but that's a hard truth, right?
Preach, brother, preach.
No, for real. Like, we want to control the outcome. Like, we want to control all these outcomes, but like, you can't. Like, you fucking can't.
You can only control how you show up.
That's right.
That's it.
How you react, how you show up.
How you react, how you show up.
Yep.
100%.
That's a hard truth, though, bro.
Right?
That's a hard truth.
It's a hard truth.
So we were talking earlier
Yeah.
about that quote on your in your kitchen right here.
Mm-hmm.
So you asked me, you put me on the spot, but what about
Right.
you, bro? Like, what do you want? What are the things you want?
Okay.
Because that's the quote.
Sure. This is what I want. I want this van and this conversation and to share this conversation, which is why we're here. I put that quote up there to remind myself why I was living in this van. I had never done it before, but it was something I had wanted to do. And I've been in this basically era this entire time that I've been back in San Diego, talking about when I linked back up with you in May of 21 to kind of come full circle.
Yeah.
The first step for me was like, I'm just coming here to heal. Step 1, Step 2 was like, I always wanted to come back to San Diego and continue to study jiu-jitsu from Barrett. Yep.
Do you feel healed?
I do.
Yeah?
I do.
What? What a fucking great answer. Okay, go ahead.
I do. I
Keep
feel
going.
very healed.
You came back here for Barrett. I didn't mean to
Okay.
cut you off.
No,
I just needed
no,
to
it's
know
okay.
if you felt healed.
I
Go.
did. I do feel healed.
Now hit it, my boy.
And so those are the things that brought me here.
Yeah.
But in being here and going through this divorce of like, you think something's going to be forever, but it's not.
Yeah.
This illusion, right? So then this kind of quote, I'm already a big fan of Paulo Coelho. He's one of my favorite authors. He's honestly one of the people who inspired me to want to even be a writer. To do all the things, which was also the coming out of retirement and fighting in Bellator at Pachanga, because it was like, man, I always wanted to fight here in San Diego on a big show, and it was like, one day there won't be enough time. And I had this window to jump through where it's like, yeah, one day there won't be enough time, because maybe I am an older athlete at 39 years old, and it's like kind of crazy coming out of retirement after 10 years. But it was like, I knew I was still physically able. And it's like, just go do it then. Because would you rather have not done it? And sure, did I want to lose? No, nobody wants to lose. But like, again, you can't control the outcome.
That's the game. Baby.
Only how you show up.
Yeah.
Only how you show up, only how you react. And how I showed up is I showed up dancing.
whipping
as
that
myself.
fool's ass for fun. Like, let's not play.
And then even afterwards, right? Like how I react. Like I was able to come out and talk to my village without being like, oh man, like I could have told a different story.
Chin up.
I could have told a different story, right? But so to go back to like, I'm currently in the present moment living all the things that I want. And you can't live it all at the same time, but I know that I'm adding these things and they're compounding, and I'm doing like bartending. I wanted to bartend the first time I was here in San Diego, and I didn't do it. I moved back home before I became a bartender.
I remember that.
You know, and so like coming back, I was like, "What? You're gonna start bartending at 30, whatever?" Like, yeah, I am, because that's an experience I want to have.
Bro.
One day there won't be enough time to do the things you always want to do it now. Okay, I'm gonna go do that. Now there are other things I still want to do. I still want to live in Europe, maybe Spain, maybe Portugal. I also still want to live in Japan for a time. Like, I'd also be down to fight in Japan. I want to travel the country in this van and podcast and talk to people that I meet along the way, because like I realized that, like, last night I went to a party, right? All of my coworkers, shout out to everybody at Park and Rec. I went out with all of my Park and Rec homies, you know, and I was talking about holding space for myself and kind of like, you know, doing that thing. And it's like, when I'm there, even when I'm drinking, like, I vibe the most when I'm just like on a one-on-one with somebody.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Like,
too,
cool, the
bro.
party scene is cool and everybody's like social, but like, you really connect with somebody one-on-one, you know? And so it was like, man, I can create that space. I can facilitate something that I love to do, and also inspire people along the way, because that's also something I want to do. Why I left fighting in the first place and I wrote the book. It's like, yo guys, like I went through some shit and I was able to do some work. Talk about doing the work. The reason of me writing that book, Exit the Dragon, is because, not to say like this is my truth or be a fighter or be a writer. It was like, I went through this life-changing event that sent me on a quest that involved me doing the work. Now, the work is not done. I'm still doing the work. Yeah. Maybe I'm doing less work because my garden has been tended to for over 10 years.
Even in the midst of the tragedy?
Yes.
Like the loss? Like what you went through, what you talked about with your homeboy? The episode number 1?
Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean even in a...
Divorce. Like complete upheaval of life. Like everything you thinking that you had, like your truth becoming not your truth, right? Mm-hmm. Like you put everything into it. I know you. Like you don't half step, homie.
Right.
So I guarantee in that marriage, you gave it everything you had.
Right.
Which sometimes ain't enough, because like you can't fit a square peg in a round hole. Like shit happens. Shit just happens.
Also, yes, shit just happens. There's also, in talking about a story, because I could have told any story. I could have gone in a different direction on basically what happened. And one of the things that I would say, it was like, I guess it wasn't meant to be forever, but it was still meant to be.
There you go.
It was still meant to be.
But see, that's fucking beautiful right there. Like, cause that's somebody who like, who like you grow, homie. You could tell. Like you're fucking you're on a journey, dude. Like you're a searcher.
I am a searcher.
Because homie, like that's the reality of it. Like nothing is meant to last forever. Like
right.
Period. Nothing. Like
nothing.
You know.
Nothing. And honestly, knowing that, not just knowing that, but like feeling it in my bones is what allowed me to jump into this van at the age that I did after what I went through, because it's like everything is temporary. It's like I'm not going to live in a van forever, you know, but it's an experience I want to have.
Bro.
And so it's like, yeah, maybe that relationship didn't last forever, right? Lasted 7 years, married for 2 of the oops. Oh, there goes my ring. Sorry. Anyways, you know, married for 2 of that 7, but it's like, hey man, maybe the end wasn't really a good feeling. It didn't end very well. However, for a good chunk of my life, I traveled the world with who I thought was the love of my life.
And it was at the time.
At the time, exactly.
Homie, it was.
At the time, it was. So, even after the fact, okay, this happened, whatever, worst fucking emotional pain I've ever felt, even with that scar, even with that blemish, even with that scar that comes across, it also came with vibrant colors that added to the tapestry of my life.
Wow.
to have lived in Costa Rica with somebody, to have traveled to 15 different countries with somebody, to have like done these things, like, wow, what an amazing experience as a human being. Yeah. Even if it ended in divorce, even if it ended in pain, because guess what? No matter how beautiful that rose is gonna die and it's gonna fall off and it's gonna come to the ground. It's gonna be compost as well. You can't have life without death, birth without death. You can't have they all simultaneously exist. Creation and destruction. And so it's like, I can get to that end, and we talk about interpreting stories, and I could have got to that bittersweet end and just focused on the bitter.
Right.
And then been traumatized because I didn't do the work.
And you were for a little while, but guess what?
Right, because I was still doing the work.
Dude.
But once I finished the work, I was able to let that go.
Let go. What did you say earlier?
You have to let go.
It all comes back. Like you were talking about that earlier. Like you can what did you say? Hold on. You said you can unpack. But you have to let go. That's what you said.
Yeah.
It might not be verbatim.
Yeah, sure. But that sentiment, that energy
is the fact that like the first step is to unpack. But you can't just unpack, you got to put that shit away.
Yep.
You can't just take all your clothes and throw them all over the fucking bed.
Nope.
You gotta fucking put them away.
Yep.
And you gotta put them away.
Yep. Especially when you live in a van. You can't have anything out, dog.
Yeah, you can't leave shit out.
I gotta put the table down. I gotta put my clothes away.
Hey, but that's such a metaphor, bro. Like, that's such a profound metaphor because it really does, like, translate to so many different... Like, you're right, bro. You're right. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, too.
For real.
To answer that further, though, right? Because I talked about maybe, like, brass tacks or small details of what it is that I want when you talk about that Paulo Coelho quote.
Oh, yeah.
Hit
me.
What I want is to love fearlessly and to be loved fearlessly. I want, and that can, in all cases, that's like romantic. That's romantic. It could be romantic and just like how I show up to life.
Period, yeah.
I want to show up to everything with my full everything, whether it's going to be a success or a failure or whatnot, because again, we can't control the outcome.
Right. Does that mean without the mask? Like you want to be able to take it off no matter what?
I do, and I feel like that's what part of this podcast is helping me take that mask off on a regular basis so that it just becomes the norm.
Yeah, man.
Like I wrote Exit the Dragon, and that was like...
That was the first step.
That was the first step. It was about, and it was talking about this masculine energy. I felt that I needed to write the book because I'm talking about doubts and fears and insecurities and questioning reality and questioning religion and questioning what I was raised on.
Yep.
Because what I wanted to do is I wanted to show vulnerability from the perspective of a fighter who most men would view as the hyper masculinity, the alpha male.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's like it was I felt that it was like, oh, I need to tell this story because it's coming from this lens. I'm this MMA fighter, this whatever, you want to label me as. But I'm talking about going through these things or the work that I have to go through because it's like I wanted to reveal my humanity.
Which is,
And so that's something that I want to do. And I would like to, I mean, we made this joke earlier, in between when we were like swapping out the GoPros and Ard was like, what do you want? And I was like, money and bitches.
Which we know is real.
Which is
like if you know this fool, that's all he's about. That's all he cares about, really. Like, what do you think this van is? It's the shaggin' wagon. Like,
wow.
It's the van.
Wow. Yeah, bro. No black lights, dog. No black lights.
I'm just playing.
Yeah, it was obviously a joke. But I mean,
I'm very inappropriate. I'm sorry.
But like, here's the thing. I think we also have to reorganize our thoughts because we say things like, "Oh yeah, I actually don't want. I it's only noble if I want to make a difference. I want to inspire. I want to do this podcast. But you know what? I also want money.
Yeah.
I also want money.
You don't want it. You just need it. Or do you want it? Do you really want it?
I do. And I feel like we have to, again, this is no, because again, this comes with the story that like we say, like it almost is like, oh man, I don't want to say that I want money because money is the root of evil or money is this. And we have these like, again, stories, and we have these energies that come with it. And so again, in tending to my garden and knowing that the work is never done, and I'm constantly tending to the garden because the work is never done, it's like I also have to change my relationship with money. And yes, I live a very minimalist life. Like, I work the minimal days that I need to at the bar to pay my bills and like do this. Like, I would rather have time than money. And yes, in that scenario, if I have to choose, I would rather have time than money. But I also want money. I want to be talking about things that I want. Like, I want to be financially free to do this.
Yeah.
I want to do this. I want to travel, and I want to meet people, and I want to share.
Enough said. That's fair.
And in order to do the things that I want to do on the grandest level, I want money.
In order to accomplish.
Correct.
But
I don't
isn't
want.
that sad?
I don't want money for the sake of money. I don't care. I obviously live in a van.
No, I get
like,
it.
I wear white shirts and I wear black shirts.
Bro,
like, I don't need anything.
You're
I'm very content.
the least wasteful person I know. So trust that I know that. But that's a real sentiment, man. Like, you do want money, because guess what? Money affords you what many people have, but they don't take advantage of. They get wrapped up in like the rat race and a fucking, I'm supposed to do this because of this, but you don't want your money because of that.
Right.
Or for that.
Right.
You want your money
like
for
when I'm saying
something,
like when I'm saying I want money, it's not so that I can own 5 Ferraris and a mansion.
Dude,
like, I actually don't want that.
No, you want to be able to fucking be a fucking samurai. Like, you want to.
What I want, okay.
Kung
if I could only answer the question in one sentence, we've obviously been like in all these different areas of like, you know.
That's me, dude.
What do I want? To be free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Period. And that's in all cases, right?
Yeah.
I want to be financially free so I can do whatever I want. I love to travel. I would love to see the world. I would love to taste different foods. I would love to see different cultures. I would love to meet different people. I would love to just feel all the different things that it feels like to be human, because we're all going to die. Okay? I would love to do all those things. I would love to fall in love. I would love to feel, I mean, not that I want to feel heartbreak again, but it's like I want to feel all the human emotions, all the spectrum, okay?
It's going to happen.
I want to be free of my traumas. I want to be free of my insecurities. I want to be free of worry and doubt. I want to be free. I don't want, that's it. Like, there's, you know, it's, yeah. Do I want to live in Japan? Yes. Do I want to live in Spain? Yes. What I really want is the ability to live wherever I want, and that is to be free. And while I'm being free, I want to live my life literally to its fullest. I know it's a very cliche thing to say,
No, it's not.
but almost like this is the last inspiration of like jump starting this, shotgunning this podcast. It was like as if like, bro, you have 4 weeks in San Diego. What are you gonna do with your time? You better do something with it. Launch the podcast now. Who cares if you're not ready? Do it now, and then you'll have something to work on and edit while you're in surgery, but like, or post surgery. But like, the idea of like, bro, you're wasting your time, and it almost like lit a fire of like, I need not that I need to do something with my life, but like,
bro,
there's no time to waste, and I just want to, I want to be free, and I want to share that freedom. I want others to be free as well.
Love it.
Because it's like, it's not the same when only you have it.
Yeah.
It's not the same when only you have it.
Nobody's self-made.
Yeah.
You need to share it with the village.
Because like, it's us. Like, if you look at this tree, right? Like, okay, that's one leaf, like you're one leaf, I'm one leaf, but we're literally part of the same tree.
Yeah, bro.
We're part of the same tree, and these leaves just keep coming and going.
And there's no denying that. There's no denying.
So it's like, why don't I want all the other leaves to also thrive, and it doesn't take away anything from me to help that leaf thrive.
No, it feeds everything.
You know?
And it will make that tree bigger. If all those leaves are healthy, see how some of them have brown spots on them? Those are that's trauma. Some of them are green as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
They're up top. They're fucking on top of the world. You're not always on top of the world. Sometimes you're these ones over here with the fucking brown shit at the end.
Yeah.
Because there's aphids on them. And they're fucking, you gotta wipe your shit down and whatever. Like, I'm not a gardener, but...
Yeah.
But my point is like, bro, it all... Like, that's the root of everything, man. Is like, we're all supposed to be here to help each other. Nobody does it alone. We're supposed to be part of a community, like, period. in nature, in the fucking solar system, like nothing exists without the help of everything else.
Yes.
And if you really think about it, I mean everything else.
Right.
In nature, like we don't, like nothing works without the other. There's no sun without dark. There's no fucking water without dry. There's no fucking, like, we could go on forever.
Yes.
There's a yin and yang. That's why that concept is so important. Is because there just is. There's good, there's bad. You know what I mean? There's high, there's low. There's tall, there's short. There's fucking dark, there's light.
Yeah. You can't
Like,
have,
homie, there's nothing.
you can't have one without the other.
And you see why it's so important that we get together and we fucking all win? Like, we just need to do that. Like, let's get on that shit.
Yes.
Like, why not?
Yes.
Like, why not? Why do you hate that fool? You don't even fucking know him. You don't even know him, dude. Like, you don't even know that dude or that woman. You don't know him. If you guys met under different circumstances, you would love each other.
Hundo.
Fucking love each other.
Love each other.
But you just don't, because guess what? Like, we've been taught to, like, act like fucking ratchet. I'm just saying, bro.
great.
I'm just saying.
Bro, you were going in.
I'm
and then
just saying.
You ended with
I'm
fucking-
just saying, dude. I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. Like, I just, it hurts sometimes, man. Because I just,
Yeah.
like, I have friends and family, and, like, we all love each other, and we all, like, I believe everybody's good. But, like, we just do ratchet shit, man. Like, we just do ratchet shit. And it's sad. Because, like, we all need to be that plant.
Yeah.
The ones on the bottom need the help from the ones on top.
Yeah. I think
But the ones on top don't, in our society, aren't interested in helping the ones on the bottom. So they stay brown like that. And brown ain't bad, because guess what? It's gonna be new life.
damn, bro, why is the brown gotta be on the
That's
bottom?
what I'm saying, dude. Like, what are you? Shut up. Don't, you better edit that out.
No. We don't edit it out.
I'm playing,
Okay, no.
man.
Honestly, this is a great thing to end on. We don't edit things out because life isn't perfect. Just like that plant, which is life at its purest,
Dude.
not manicured, it's not perfect. I'm not cutting those leaves off because they're brown. I let them live because there should be enough space for everybody. Just like how you're talking about holding space for everybody.
Even if it's uglier than the ones on top, it's still alive.
Which is just a story we're telling.
That's it.
Ugly and beauty is just a story. The beauty standards in Japan are different than the beauty standards in
Fuck
America.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Like in America, what do people like? Okay,
even start.
I don't want to
Don't
get
even
canceled
start.
here.
Don't
I don't want to
even
get
start.
canceled already here.
Don't even start.
I don't want to get canceled already here. But let's just say the beauty standards are different. And so if the beauty standards are different, it's just a story we're telling. Things simply are the way that they are, and we
Yeah.
tell a story about it. And if nature has things that are blooming at the same time as decomposing, then we need to hold space for all the things, the good and the bad.
Yeah.
And you talk about these leaves that are higher up that are not helping these leaves that are struggling down below. It's because we forgot that we are all one. These leaves forgot that they're the same tree. They're the same tree.
We forgot that the ones down low lifted up the ones that are up high. That's what we forgot.
Yep.
You can't do it. Like, you might be on top, but guess what, homie? Like, you're on top because the people on the bottom lifted you up.
Hundo.
Like, no matter what. No
Hundo.
matter what industry, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's just how it goes. Like, think about ants and fucking bees and, like, I don't give a fuck. That's just the way it works.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do it alone. Nobody fucking does it alone. None of you motherfuckers that think you're on some, like, crazy shit, like you're the most self-made, motivated, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you're not. You're fucking not. Like, you're fucking not. You all needed help.
Everything
Whether it was
needs
your
everything.
mama, yeah, whether it was
Everything
your
needs
mama, your
everything.
brother, your sister, your friend, your teacher, like, you got help. And that's just the way it is. Like, we all need everything. Like, it is symbiosis. Like,
Yeah.
we just really need it. Like, we can't exist without all the things.
Bro, everything is connected, man.
Yeah.
Like, we eat the animals and the plants, and we
Fuck,
breathe.
man.
We breathe the air that's also breathing. It's giving us oxygen. We're giving it CO2. Like,
Yeah.
we interact with everything. Like, we are everything. Like,
Yeah.
if we can, as humanity, not just humans, but like everything, like remember, like we're all one, like not just humanity, but like everything. We are everything.
Literally.
And if people, just how you talk about like the higher leaves, like respecting the lower leaves, like that's just within like say the realm of humanity, right? The realm of humanity. But if everything is everything, then we are also the plants, we are also the animals, and we're fucking everything up.
Bro,
we're fucking everything
homie,
up.
fucking it up.
We're fucking everything up because we forgot that we're
Where we
all
came from.
one.
Our bodies are fucking 78% water. This planet is a water planet. Like, and what do? We shit in it. We fucking, we empty all our waste into it. We throw our plastic in it. We fucking, but like that is that's the actual footprint of our planet is water. And like, look what we do to it. Like, look what it's given us, but look what we do to it. Like,
Yeah.
but that's just that's man. Like we take.
We do.
We don't give. But like some people like you, people like fucking the people we surround ourselves with,
Yeah.
they're trying not to take. And that's all right. Like, you can call it what you want. You can be like all these fucking hippies and this and that. Like, but like, homie, like
Proud to be, by the way. I'm proud to be very hippie. Obviously, I live in a van. I'm wearing fucking.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Call it what you want, but like, there's something to be said for like considering more than yourself. Like, just being like, you know what? I'm not here alone. I didn't do it alone. Like, I get to stand up because people lifted me up, and like that's important, man. Like, we can't forget that, bro. Whether it's your ancestors, whether it's your fucking neighbors, whether it's your planet, whether it's your fucking solar system, sun, moon, tides, ocean, like, homie.
Yeah.
It's all one, dude.
It's all one.
But we fuck it up. Like, animals don't have a choice because they're not as sentient as we are.
Right.
But guess what? They all exist to help each other. Same thing with mushrooms. Like, look at mushrooms. Mushrooms will go in and, like, repair an ecosystem that's been damaged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the sun will repair things that, like, bro, everything else works for everything else, but like, for some reason we have the egos to where we're like, nah, fuck that. Like, fuck that fool. He's outside my white picket fence.
Yeah.
Like, I'm American, motherfucker. Like, he's out here. Like,
Humans-
fuck that fool.
Humans have a need to label everything.
Yeah.
Right? We call this glass, table, orange, blue, brown, van. We label everything, and we get so fixated on labeling things because we're intelligent and we can conceptualize things. But in labeling things, we separate things because we say this glass is not wood and this wood is.
Humanize. We fucking do.
We separate things, and I think that we need to get back to a place where we remember that everything is one. Everything is one. We are nature. Nature is not something outside of you. Like, you are nature. We are nature. And if we can get back to our nature, we get back to like a hard reset.
Yeah.
Reconnect with everything, with the plants, with the animals, with the elements, with each other, holding space, allowing everything to exist.
Yeah.
Like, it's that. I don't know what the answers to our problems are in the world. I don't. I don't.
No.
If I were to come up with an answer, just like a simple answer, like I said, like what do I want is I want freedom. And if I were to come up with an answer of what the answer to everything in life is, I would have to say it's love. Because if you love yourself, if you love nature, if you love life, then you show up for everything because you realize you're everything, and so you just love it.
Damn.
And so, to come full circle, we mentioned something about like, oh, I had a different upbringing and say like than most of the people here in National City or this and that, but you're like, but you get it and you still show love. It's because I've done some work, so I know how to love and I know how to see people. And so it really
show up.
I do show up, and it comes to doing the work. And people, I know it's scary out there, and I know you don't know where to start, but you have to do the work. Pick up a book, reach out to somebody, get involved with something. Maybe not in your community, you don't have the link up or the parental collective, but reach out. Reach out to somebody. Somebody's out there, and like if there's nobody out there, like then you have to start with yourself, and it's okay to start by yourself. Pick up a book. The books will talk to you. You'll know what to read first. If you don't know what to read, like, and you're watching this, like, drop a comment below. I don't even know what platform this is on, but drop a comment. Someone will chime in. Like, you're not alone. I want you to know if you're watching this, you're not alone.
Yeah.
And the reason we're having these conversations is to remind you that you're not alone.
That shit.
So.
But just remember, don't, like, just like he just said, try to show up for somebody besides yourself. You know what I mean? Because that's the easiest thing. Like, that's how we've been raised. Like, you protect what's yours, right? But, like, imagine, like, a higher purpose. Imagine trying to protect somebody else or something else that's outside your comfort zone. Or, like that's, to me, that's, like, a higher purpose. That's, like, you know, that's, like, more important.
Yeah.
You know? Right?
I feel that.
Like, for real. Like,
yeah.
Like, we can all, everybody does this shit. Like, since the beginning of time, everybody looks out for their own shit. But, like, what if you don't? What if you, like, actually care about, you know, other shit? Like, could be cool. I don't know.
Yeah. RJ.
Oh, my boy.
Man, thank you, bro.
Love you like a milkshake. Straight up.
On that note, guys, spread more love. Love each other, hold space for each other, be willing to be vulnerable and share yourself, because we're all in this together. And if you think that you're separate,
we're all fucked.
that. So that's a wrap, man. Episode 3. I hope you guys have been enjoying so far. I haven't edited anything yet, obviously, so I don't even know where this is going to end up.
Yeah.
But this is how it is. And,
Yeah.
and I feel like part of showing up to life like this is to let y'all know that it's never going to be perfect. But all you can do is show up. Show up for yourself. Show up for your friends. Show up for your village.
Yeah.
Show up for life. You get one life, you know? So to end with that Paulo Coelho quote,
Yeah.
you know, one day you will wake up and there won't be any more time to do all the things you always wanted. Do it now. Alright, we gonna give you a little preview of where the fuck we at. I guess not a preview, it's a post view, because it's afterwards.
Okay.
I don't know, we making this up as we go. But we, like I said, we are here at Vision Culture. So I think the first time I popped off the GoPro, second time I maybe had like my phone, but we gonna pop off another GoPro and see what this gives
We're
us.
gonna follow this.
Yep. So you can go ahead and head out. We
Me
will
get
take. Yep.
All right. What about the mic? Turn it off.
Nah, you leave it on.
Oh, I turned it off.
Turn it back on.
Okay, that's on.
Damn, RJ turned his mic off. Now he turned it back on. Now we gotta do one of these like clap things to sync it up. Go ahead. You first.
Oh,
you first.
fuck.
You first.
Do I put my dishes away?
No, just bro.
I can't leave my
I'm making
mess.
this up as I go.
I can't leave my
It's
mess.
okay.
Though.
It's okay.
All right. All right.
Yeah. See, look at that. We got Vision Culture. Let's talk about showing love. Look at this. Look at this love right here that I got.
Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that. We here at Vision Culture in the art yard. I'm gonna walk barefoot because I'm hippie as fuck like that. Y'all already know. But yo, look. This is how much love that San Diego has shown me. We here at Vision Culture.
Yeah.
We just hopped out the van.
No, we're here at home.
We here at home. You know what I'm saying? Look at that.
We're here at home.
We're at home in the art yard. Yep. Episode 3. That's
right.
a wrap.
That's right.
Yee.